episode of Sarcasm Speaks, and we're still breathing. Oh, I'm Jared. That's right. I'm here with Bobby. This is our first post Guys Weekend podcast, and wouldn't you know, Bob was right. If you've been following along the last few episodes, we all survived. As near of a death as I almost came on Sunday, didn't die.
Yeah, Sunday was a tough scene for you.
So I don't want to get too much into it because we got a bunch of other shit to talk about, but I'm going to describe Sunday, and that will take care of everything else. So Sunday morning, we wake up. We probably went to bed at like 4:30 at least for the second day in a row. So Sunday we get up. I get up probably around like 8 o'clock. Vinny's up. Me and him start cleaning. After about 3 minutes of cleaning, I run outside, puke in the bushes. So I'm throwing up outside, gather my shit, get my galoshes back on, and head back inside. Everyone else starts to trickle in, like waking up, and we all start cleaning the house. We get everything going. We're like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. House is packed, locked, cleaned. See ya. Took us maybe about an hour to get home.
Hour and 15.
The entire ride home, I did everything in my power not to throw up. Literally, like, deep breathing, like, trying to fucking meditate. I couldn't figure it out. If I closed my eyes for too long, I got nauseous. If I looked out of the side window, because I was the passenger, I got nauseous. If I looked straight ahead for too long, things didn't go so well. If I took my glasses off, things were blurry, which made me nauseous. Nothing was working. So
luckily, the trash bag that I grabbed from work.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if I was going to make the 15-minute drive to Market Basket after the Natter days. If you've been listening, you would know about that.
Yep.
That was right underneath you.
Yes.
Still.
Yes. Thankfully, I didn't need it. However, as soon as we pulled in the driveway, I get out of the car. I just left all of my shit. I just got out of the car, walked into the backyard, puked again. Went back to the car, got all my shit, literally just dropped it in the house. Like, didn't do anything with it. Laid on the couch, and then I fell asleep at about 11:30, and I woke up, and it was 4:30. Now I woke up like periodically in there. I'd sleep for like 45 minutes, wake up, roll over, go back to sleep for an hour and a half, wake up, I do that whole thing. But I was on the sleep. I was on the couch.
On sleep these days?
Yeah.
Dude, that shit's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, dude, that's
you don't want to be
nuts.
on sleep too long.
Yeah, I know, that'll fuck you up. You gotta go to rehab for that. So I was asleep essentially on the couch from 11:30 till about 4:30 in the afternoon. I could not get off the couch until about 5 o'clock. I went to Market Basket at 5:30, and I told you this. I was walking in, I forget whether it was near like the produce or like the chicken area. I caught a whiff of something that smelled like, or at least reminded me of tequila, and I almost vomited in the middle of fucking Market Basket. I told you I got that feeling when your mouth starts salivating and like your heart races and like you just know like something's coming. You're like, oh fuck. And fought through it, didn't puke, got back home, and I was probably in bed by about 8:45. And I slept until probably 7 o'clock on Monday morning. So that Sunday should describe the entire weekend.
Sunday was a 3-nap Sunday for me too.
Yeah.
But when we came home that night, Saturday night, I figured one of us had to drive home, and it was my car, so I'm like, you know what, I guess this is one of those times where I don't do a night of drinking starting after a night of drinking.
Oh, you mean you didn't want to get back to the house after slugging 10 Captain and Gingers and drink more?
I wanted to.
Yeah, because I did, and we see how that ended for me.
Yeah, no, I would have been in the same exact boat. That's the thing, both of us could not
We wouldn't have made it home.
No, we'd still be in the driveway. Like, what are we gonna do with this thing?
I've been relegated to the fact for a while that I knew I wasn't gonna actually feel good until Wednesday, and I probably wasn't gonna feel like normal, like back to my normal self until like, maybe Wednesday night, but definitely by Thursday. But fuck, man. Holy shit. The one thing I will say though, no stories or nothing. What happens there stays there.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say, that if you've been listening to the show long enough, you already know this. Our buddy Nikos, friend of the show, shout out to Nikos, is a walking fucking quote board.
It's hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
The one-liners that he rips off.
Non-stop, too.
And non-stop. And it's incredible. And they're all spot on. And they're all, like, just obscure enough that, like, it's one of those, like, holy shit, how did you think of that? But it's not too obscure where you don't get the reference.
Right.
It's literally perfect.
He
is amazing. He needs to have his own fucking podcast.
Yeah, he can just take this thing over.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe we should have him move in too. Fuck it.
We're moving everybody in.
Yeah, we're moving everybody in. We're gonna have another roommate. That was an episode title at one point. Are we getting a fourth roommate? And now we are.
Has it been confirmed?
I would say like in 80 range confirmed.
Yikes.
That we're getting a fourth roommate.
Oh boy.
Yep. So, I mean, hey, our mortgage is gonna be easy to pay.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so that was the weekend. We survived. We're all good. We're still here. Either you guys are pissed about it or you're ecstatic. You're probably not like in the middle. You guys probably were hoping we were gonna die, so you wouldn't have to listen to this bullshit ever again.
Someone's gonna get the subscription notification, like new episode. It's like fuck.
I thought these guys were dead. Or you're pumped because you're like one of our like 12 friends. So that's cool. If you are, thanks.
It's almost being a little generous.
Yeah, I know, but we'll see. Ooh. Last thing, I swear, then I'm going to move on. The one good thing that came out of Guys Weekend 2019 is we planned Guys Weekend of 2020.
I'm glad someone remembered, because I fucking remember. We almost fucking booked it. Do you remember that part?
I do. I almost fucking just picked a weekend and was like, fuck it, let's go, we're doing it. So, for all you fucking assholes are turning 30 next year, and so our Guys Weekend is going to be a special edition away game. You want to tell them where we're going?
Nolans. As I fucking pleaded for in the couple episodes ago.
Yep.
And as I passionately convinced everybody that that's where they wanted to go.
Yeah, you didn't have to do a ton of convincing because you made your argument, which again, if you listen to the last episode with Vinny, you actually articulated it pretty well. And Bill was like, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. He goes, we are not Vegas people.
Nope.
Vegas is too high class. And we all were just like, yeah, okay, all right, we're going to New Orleans next year. Yep. So Guys Weekend 2020 has already been, I would say, not etched in stone.
Planned.
But it's
planned but not booked.
Yes, it's painted on stone. It's not booked yet, but, so, there we go. So that's enough about that.
Oh boy. I might not come back. I might just stay there.
That might be actually the one where someone...
Again, everyone says it. I mean, like, I might just stay there.
Yeah. We have to hit the IV room while we're down there. Like that's a must. Like, now that I know it exists there,
yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm not gonna. Even if it's like $200, like I will pay $200.
We plan for it, yeah.
To get a fucking IV before I get back on a plane.
Yeah.
Because I am not doing what I did in Nashville again.
Oh my god.
Ever in my entire life.
The look on. So when I went to New Orleans, I went with. Chris was friend of the show, Chris.
Yeah. Cunty Chris.
Yep, from the Masters podcast, the Masters preview. his parents were there too. The fucking look she gave me in the airport. It was like, we just like kind of rolled up. Oh my God, Bobby, are you okay? Been better. Definitely been better. It was like, my fucking ankles were swollen.
Yep.
My feet were fucking huge.
Yep.
My eyes were fucking bloodshot. It was a mess.
I had that conversation with someone in work on Monday because she went away for 2 weeks and she was in Florida, and she was like walking around with sandals, but she like took the back straps off, and I was fucking with her and I was like, oh hey, your shoes are untied. And she was like, look at my fucking feet, and they had like a strap line on it, and I was like, oh, your feet are swollen too, so you had a great weekend.
Dude, that fucking
Someone caught me in work on Monday when I rolled in there. I was like riding the struggle bus pretty hard, and I like pulled my laptop charger out of my bag, and apparently the way I unraveled it and plugged it in was like comical and also like very, very saddening. And this girl happened to be walking by in the hallway and like caught me and did like one of those double takes where like she took a step backwards and like watched me do it, and then she walked in and goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, I just watched you unravel and plug in your fucking laptop charger, and you look so sad.
Like, it's like, now I'm unhappy.
What the fuck is going on? And I was like, my voice was like fucking hoarse. And I was like, I just got back from a week-long fucking binge drinking thing. She goes, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Work was tough on Monday.
What a mess.
Yeah. So, you know who else has been having a tough go of it? Is Chris Cuomo.
Yeah.
You hear about that?
Yep. By the way, us having a Twitter chat with Nikos
incredible.
is going to be phenomenal.
Incredible. We're going to get tied into so much shit on Black Twitter. It's going to be great.
Well, he retweets it all anyway, but...
Oh, true. That actually is very true.
Yeah, but just
So
more exposures to him.
So did you watch the actual video?
I did.
Yeah. So for those of you that live under a rock and don't know what we're talking about, Chris Cuomo is the CNN.
He's an anchor.
Anchor guy. He works for CNN.
He's a CNN anchor. I can confirm that.
Yeah, he was somewhere over the weekend, I guess. And definitely wasn't in the Cape with us.
Or he wasn't with us.
He wasn't with us.
Although that could have,
Yeah.
Never mind.
So someone calls him Fredo, which, if you don't get the reference, let me back it up a little bit. If you've never seen The Godfather. So in the movie The Godfather, or the series, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah, because it's really
there's
the second one.
Yeah. So there's Don Corleone, like Vito. He's the dad. That's Marlon Brando. He's the head of the family. He ends up dying. He's got 3 sons.
Dude, you didn't give him the spoiler alert, man.
Oh, shit, yeah. Whoops, spoiler alert. Okay, come on. If you haven't seen The Godfather yet, you go fuck yourself. Yeah.
I figured 40 years was enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. And it's always on fucking AMC.
Yeah, but no one can watch that movie on TV.
It's like 7 hours long on TV with commercial breaks.
So actually, I guess Godfather 2 was worse, but...
Yeah. So you got Marlon Brando as the dad. He ends up dying. He's got 3 sons. He's got Sonny is the oldest, Fredo's the middle, and Michael is the baby. Sonny ends up getting killed. They jump over Fredo and they give the family business, quote unquote, to Mike, the youngest one, who is Al Pacino. So he runs all the shit. So the whole thing behind it is like Fredo is like the dumb brother. He like can't keep his shit together. He beats women, and Michael ends up having him killed. So he's dead. So Michael kills his own brother. Fredo, the fucking asshole. So let's fast forward again to this weekend. That was a quick little like Family Guy fucking flashback.
Well, also for anyone, if we're explaining it,
yeah,
the reason he was killed was because he betrayed the family, like a coward.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So someone sees Chris Cuomo out there and goes, "Hey, Fredo, what's up?" Or like asks him to take a picture with him or something. Chris Cuomo proceeds to absolutely lose his shit. He threatened to, I think he threatened to ruin this guy's life. He also threatened to throw him down the stairs. He called him a punk-ass bitch. I believe the actual quote, now I'm not going to say it's a direct quote, but I'm gonna say I'm pretty close.
Just
here.
No quotation marks, this is paraphrased.
Yeah, this is paraphrased. He goes, I will throw you down the stairs like the punk-ass bitch that you are. Which, like, you want to talk about punk-ass bitch, like, that's the insult that you're going to fling at somebody? Like, I will throw you down the stairs like a punk-ass bitch? How about, like...
throw you through that fucking wall.
Right? Like, how about, like, I will fucking kill you? Like, or, like, I get it, maybe he can't say that because of, like, the implications and he's fucking famous or whatever, but, like, be like, how about I knock you the fuck out? You know, like, say something. Like, I'm gonna throw you down the stairs like a punk-ass bitch. Like, fuck you. You're a loser.
Seems like an odd calling card to harm someone.
Right? That's what I mean. Like, it's very strange to me. So he fucking loses it, and then people try and intervene. He goes, no. You don't understand. You call someone Fredo, that's like the N-word for Italians. So at this point in the video, I'm thinking to myself, Christopher, I mean, hey, I don't want to be one of those guys that calls into the sports talk radio shows being like, well, I played football. I played high school football. All right, whatever. Christopher, I am also Italian. If you called me Fredo, I don't give a flying fuck. If anything, the only two words that can be given negative connotation to someone who is of Italian descent would be guinea and wop. Like, if you don't use either of those, that's not offensive. Even those two words, guess what? I'm still not offended.
I've never heard someone use wop.
Yeah, that was a big one back in the day. But, like, get the fuck out of here. Well, calling someone Fredo is like using the N-word for an Italian person. No, sorry, dude. Sorry, Mr. Cuomo, you are vastly incorrect.
I always find it fascinating that white people are always trying to look for their N-word.
Yes.
Always.
Yep.
And it's like, people down south would be like, well, he called me a honky. It's like, that's not
that doesn't mean anything.
Cracker, that's not a
still doesn't mean
word
anything
either.
You know? Like, there's really no word that's equivalent to it.
No, it's even like when, you know, certain white immigrants were coming over, like the Irish, and, you know, it happened to the Italians, but it's like, okay, so some people fucking said some shit to you, it's still just a word.
What
was the worst that happened, honestly, what was the worst that happened to the Irish? People didn't want to give them jobs?
Yeah.
People told them that they couldn't live in certain places?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not the same as slavery.
No.
Or a lack of human rights.
And the whole Italians went through it too, but the whole Italian and Irish thing where they were told like they couldn't live in certain places and couldn't have certain jobs, that lasted like I don't know, a decade or two, maybe 3 decades.
Before you knew it, they were taking all the jobs. They were just undercutting everybody.
Right. So then
people started not liking them for that.
Slavery existed for like
the beginning of time.
Almost. Well, I mean, even in just like America. If we want to talk about this, is like, you know, a couple centuries.
Yeah.
So
someone called you a potato farmer and didn't give you an apartment for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can't be offended the same way that someone was enslaved for a couple centuries.
It's so amazing. White people are always looking for their N-word, and it's not coming.
No.
It's just not. There's no word out there that has encompassed all of white people the way the N-word has. It ain't coming. Stop looking for it.
Right, and again, like, at the end of the day, it's also just a fucking word. Like, I don't understand why we give words so much power, which is like, gets into like a whole big thing now because everyone's a offended police and it's we're in the offensive Olympics and all this fucking bullshit, whatever kind of cliche.
Who has the medal lead in the offensive Olympics? Just America.
Fucking black transgender women from
that doesn't sound right.
That are Asian also. Like, I don't know, find like the most obscure thing. No. So without getting like too fucking crazy, you get into this whole, and this is where I love Jordan Peterson, where this comes in, which shout out to Sexy Chris. If you're listening right now, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Is they start talking about like intersectionality. So it's like, I am not just a white male. I'm a white cisgendered heterosexual male. You and I are like persona non grata. Like, we are the most oppressive people in the world of intersectionality. So, like, literally white landowning.
Oh man. Russian gulags seem quite oppressive.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've never ran one of those.
If you ask these people that are into all this bullshit, this is what they say. So, where Jordan Peterson comes in and he undercuts this whole group thing is that when you start to do that and you start to break people down like that, someone is always going to be part of some group that oppressed some other group. You know what I mean? So, like, women, you look at a woman and she's like, oh, I'm oppressed, I'm a woman. Well, and then if you go into the whole, like, intersectionality bullshit, it's like, well, are you a white woman? Because if you are, then you're part of the white group that oppress black people. Oh, you're not white? Okay, are you heterosexual? Yeah, all right, well, now you're a part of the group that oppressed the homosexual. You know what I mean? Like, you can just go down the list, and at some point during this whole bullshit, you're going to be part of a group that is considered an oppressive group. So that whole thing is bullshit. So fuck them. But, like, I don't even know how we got there from that.
I don't either.
Oh, we're talking about words and how words offend people and how it makes me angry.
Is this like the meme where it was like, in 1945, 18-year-olds were jumping out of planes to go storm a beach in Normandy?
Yeah.
And in 2018, or whenever the meme came out, words hurt us.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Everyone's becoming giant fucking pussies. So, including Chris Cuomo, which fuck that guy. So the other thing too is that now I'm gonna try and at least present this in an unbiased way, but we'll see how that goes.
I thought it was our podcast, and that's why we presented stuff biased.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, you'll see what I mean.
Oh, you're gonna get to a touchy subject.
So,
strap in for this one.
So, there's giant fucking blowback from this because Chris Cuomo's an asshole. So everyone is going after CNN, saying he should be suspended, he should yada yada yada. Whatever happens whenever there's a big fucking explosion, some person, because we live in fucking cancel culture now, where it's like not enough just to fucking, throw someone under the bus. They need to lose everything in their entire life. They need to lose their job, they need to lose this, whatever. So people start going after that, and they start going after CNN. So what does CNN do? They release a statement, and they double down on Chris Cuomo. They released a statement. I wish my phone wasn't being used as the fucking camera, because I wish I could read the actual literal statement that they released, but I'll paraphrase it from my memory. They said something along the lines of, we completely stand behind Chris Cuomo and his actions because we believe he was defending himself and the position that he was in was one of purely defense. Like, again, paraphrase. So they said he will not be suspended, he will not be disciplined in any way. Now, this is where the bias is going to come in. If that were, let's say, Tucker Carlson, who is on a Fox News anchor, everybody in the entire media would be picketing, freaking out, screaming that he needs to lose his job. They would literally show up to us, because they have. I picked Tucker Carlson for a reason. People have shown up to his house and picketed him at his house. So now all of a sudden, like, Chris Cuomo does something that, in the grand scheme of things, too, I'm trying to stay unbiased here. In the grand scheme of things, like, getting into, like, a pissing match with someone isn't that big of a deal. He's just a huge douchebag and, like, got offended and someone called him Fredo. Like, alright, dude, you're
just an idiot.
You're a tool bag. And you know what? Because of that, you're actually proving the guy's point. Like, you're more of Fredo now than you were before. Because you're a tool bag.
I think that's gonna be my new favorite insult.
Yeah, like, you're a fucking Fredo.
I'm gonna start calling you Fredo.
So, like, that's where I split, and it upsets me, I guess, that CNN releases this completely supporting him, saying he's not going to be disciplined at all, and then everyone's just kind of like, yeah, okay, all right, well, back to work. You know what I mean? Like, if that were the other way around, like I said, like, all hell would be breaking loose.
CNN, a liberal station?
Yes, they are the most left-wing station on fucking cable television.
Right.
So
I just don't know.
Yeah, it's like
mostly because I don't care.
CNN and like NBC or MSNBC like went hard left. Fox went hard right.
I knew that. That's been like.
I would say most all media stations kind of run to the left. Like ABC's probably mostly moderate. Like ABC might be the closest one to the middle, but they still probably go left. But yeah, Fox is hard right, and CNN and NBC are hard left. CBS probably is also down the middle, so, you know, whatever. So that's
imagine having enough time in the day to care about, like, nightly news channels.
I know.
Like, can you imagine, like, actually speaking to another human being? Which is a tough thing to do for most people. I do know that speaking to another human being is tough these days.
Yeah. God forbid you can't text somebody.
So, like, that part's tough. So let's everyone settle down.
Yeah. Hey.
You don't have to get
cool it, Fredo.
Easy. Imagine speaking to another human being,
buddy,
and getting irritated, annoyed, or feeling some kind of human emotion.
Yeah.
That based on the news station that they may have watched.
Yep. That's just dumb.
But people do it, right? Well, so here's the deal. Obviously, if you can break it down, it's out there.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's out there, I think, is bothering me.
Yeah. So I also, I feel... So, again, this is still before our time. We caught the tail end of it, but, it's mostly before our time. Back in the day, when it used to be guys like Walter Cronkite and, Peter Jennings and, I'm blanking on the other big guy that used to do the news.
Brian Williams.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
But there were those guys that literally, and it's not just them, they were the ones that were delivering it, but they used to just deliver the news. And also the news stations were interested in delivering the news. They didn't want to make it political. They didn't want to put a spin on it. And the anchors, like the Cronkites and the Jennings and all those other guys, their only interest was getting the news out to people so people could be informed. They weren't trying to push an agenda and push an opinion. And now, there might be a very small handful of those people left across 273 networks, however many of those fucking exist, you know what I mean?
I hate the fucking news. I'm getting fucking pissed.
Yeah, so do I.
The idea of the news is making me real fucking mad.
You know what's funny?
I've never fucking watched it. My fucking parents watch
I've never watched the news. And so I interact, as you do, I interact with real adults all the time. And anybody over the age of, I would say, 47, we'll call it. Whenever I tell them, I don't watch the news. What do you mean you don't watch the news? I don't know, I don't watch the news. So how do you know things? I'm honestly, Instagram and Twitter. And they were well, how could you possibly get news from that? And I was well, you see, usually when I get up in the morning, we'll call it 3 out of the 5 days, I go to the gym, and then after the gym, I go to work all day, and then when I get home from work, I'll typically sometimes maybe go to the gym again, and then I get home and I cook dinner and I eat, and by the time it's time to like watch TV, I'm not watching the news. I want to watch something that like I'm going to enjoy, and then after about 17 seconds of that, it's time for me to go to bed. Dude, like I don't have time or the want to watch the news, so I fucking scroll through Instagram and Twitter and find out what's going on in the world. Like if there's some big event, then I'll Google it and I'll read an article on it. You know what I mean? Like I'll read, but I'm not gonna sit and watch the news.
Oh, it's so stupid. It fucking pisses me off too. Like when it pops on after a golf tournament, I get like fucking mad. Like, angry, which it probably says more about me than anything else, but my lord, I don't know if there's anything more useless than the goddamn fucking news.
No.
And then I know what the alternative thing is. Oh, well, you don't know where that source is coming from. Motherfucker, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't trust anything anyway. No. So.
And the fact that people do is almost doubly infuriating.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. If I read something that says there was a guy in Mansfield running around with a crossbow with an open trench coat near the police station, I'm just going to be like...
Well, I would hope the first thing you'd do would text me and see where I am. You're like, hey
dude.
Did you go to work today? Did you take the bow out? Did you get the bow fixed?
Crossbow.
But no, and then when my response is no, the bow is still broken and in the basement, and you're like, okay, all right, it's not no.
All I'm gonna say, and then that's the other thing is, I'm not gonna go to anybody. Hey, did you hear about that guy at Mansfield?
Yeah. Nope.
No, because it's there's no conversation.
No.
It's, did you hear about it? No. Oh, well, this. It's like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, did you hear about it? Yeah, I did. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
The classic. Yeah, dude.
When I don't know how to answer a question. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Like, all right, cool, man.
I just, the news. Fuck the news.
Yeah. Because it's never, people never want to, talk about the actual issue. They want to talk about their thoughts and opinions and views on the issue. But you know what I mean? Like, so when people bring up, like, to me, I do this all the time, and it happens at work, it happens when I meet people, and it happens when I'm out, and whether it's my coworkers or fucking school people, or it doesn't matter. You know, like, I'll run into someone and they'll be like, oh, did you hear about those 2 mass shootings over the weekend? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, like, national news, like, it's kind of a big deal, right? And they're like, yeah, like, what do you think we should do? Like, we should, like one of those, and I know in the back of my head, you don't really give a fuck what I'm about to say. You're waiting for me to finish whatever I'm gonna say, and then you're going to tell me the correct version of how the world is supposed to be according to you. And I don't care. So whenever I get hit with that, I'm just like, yeah, I honestly, like, I'm probably not qualified enough to answer that question. And it's like their whole fucking like hot air balloon just goes like they just lose. They're like, are you like really? Like they get flustered, you know what I mean? Like, cause people they want to tell you, like they want to be like,
fucking
this is how I think.
The kid sitting here ready to shit his pants in you. That's what it is.
Yes, yeah. It's like, oh, I need to tell you how I feel. It's like, well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. Just like you don't give a fuck what I think, I don't give a fuck what you think. So let's not have this discussion. It's so great, and again, this might speak to me as a person, but it's so great to watch people when the wind totally gets taken out of their sails. It's like one of my favorite things in the world, because I know what you're doing. I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, I know exactly what you're trying to do here.
What makes it, so the way because I'm oblivious to everything, like, I don't know a goddamn thing that's going on, and if it's the most selfish thing in the world, it's because most of it doesn't relate to me. Yeah. Like, seriously.
But honestly, there's nothing wrong with that.
Honest to God, I don't know what we should do about a mass shooting. I don't fucking no, I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do about crazy people? Oh, it's not crazy people. Well, what are we supposed to do about guns? It's not guns. Well, okay, I can't fucking win this conversation, so what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here and try to make sure that one of these goddamn kids doesn't hurt somebody. That's what I'm gonna do.
And honestly,
that's
what you should do.
Or I'm gonna go to the goddamn golf course and wonder why I can't stop hitting the goddamn driver left.
If everybody focused more on their actual like network of people that they are in direct contact with, that would probably solve 90% of the fucking problems.
Well,
so like you work with kids and high school kids, the population that is, I would say, you know, at the higher risk. I don't know numbers. I'm not going to say highest risk, but higher risk of conducting some sort of mass shooting. As do I. I work with a lot of children, and I also work with a lot of them that come from tough places that may be a little bit more prone than others, and even have a little bit more access to fucking weapons and shit like that. So I look at it, it is my job to make sure that these kids are in a good spot mentally. I don't give a fuck about your policy and your opinion and your thought and how we're gonna solve this fucking problem. All I care about is making sure the kids that I interact with on a day-to-day basis don't end up on the news. If everybody else did that, and again, here I am, this is kind of pot calling the kettle black here. Saying like I have all the answers.
So you do have a solution.
But I feel like I'm also a very pragmatic person. And like it just makes sense to me because I'm not trying to get into nuances here. Like I'm not saying like, well, it's a mental health problem, or well, it's a gun problem, and we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do more background checks, and we need to ban assault rifles, which don't even actually really exist, that's a made-up word. Like, it's whatever, like, it's a scary looking gun, let's call them assault rifles. It's, how about we all just focus on like, you know, our own little worlds. If we all interact with, say, like, what's that guy's name? It's the number of people that like you can like remember and keep in touch with. It's like such and such's number is what it's called. But it's like 100.
Oh, I got
150.
No, it's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
yeah, just like that.
Yeah, it's that.
But whatever it is the number is 150 people. Is what we have the capacity. If someone knows what I'm talking about, please fucking DM us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, or me directly at Drabnell33 because it's gonna drive me fucking nuts. I'm probably going to Google it after the show. But it's such and such's number. It's like 150 people. It's all our brains have the capacity to remember like intimate information about these people. Outside, like more than 150 and roughly, again, this is rough numbers, you have to be able to like, you know, get a little to give a little. So if we all focus on that.
I wish you didn't tell me that.
Well,
I wish you didn't tell me that number exists. No, because honestly, it's like I deal with 150 people.
Right.
So.
Right.
And there are times where it's like, oh fuck, I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, that girl doesn't play basketball. Fuck. What? Huh?
Yeah. I forget shit.
Names I'm good, but like details like that, it's like.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, that's.
How am I forgetting this shit?
That's that theory.
Yeah.
Concept.
It sucks.
So
that fucking pisses me off. No, because it's like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, no. So it is a real thing.
Yeah.
But if we all focused on those like 150 people that we interact with the most, I would like to think that you know problems would not completely go away, but they would be a little bit better.
I got it. So this is why I can't remember anything.
Yes.
Like I can't remember anything, details like new people I meet, anything like that. It's 'cause I already know so many people.
Yes.
And I'm already dialed into so many people.
Yes.
That there's just no possible space for anybody new.
1,000%.
That is exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Are you sure this isn't Bobby Dadaro's number?
I think it is actually.
My number might be 60 though.
The Dadaro number. Yes.
So does that number change
7.
based on brain damage and poor life
7.
decisions, or? Now, where does that number? Does the number fluctuate?
So it's roughly equivalent to how many brain cells you have left.
Oh,
so boy. Right now, that's why I'm sitting in single digits.
That's an interesting take, Jonathan. I didn't know. I didn't know it was that fluctuated that much.
What's your name again? What are we doing? Why are we here?
of my new favorite things with Twitter trolls is calling the person the wrong name.
That is great.
So it's like, obviously it's a big 3-year Letterman thing.
Yeah.
And a couple other troll accounts where it would be like, Jared commented on whatever. John, you have no idea what you're talking about. Jeff, if you knew anything about the topic, you wouldn't have gotten that right. And they just like continue calling the dude by the wrong name. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
That is great. I love that shit. I love trolls. I love reading that. It's like one of my favorite things to do when I'm bored is to read the comments on things. It's like, these are amazing. Like, people are so fucking either like, pick a word, dumb, shitty, and like fucking pieces of shit. I don't know. Like
honestly,
it's entertaining.
Based on my sense of humor, dude, these people are like incredibly creative.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know how some people come up with this stuff.
Yeah, I know, right?
And a lot of it's like, a lot of it is a piggyback, but by piggybacking off of like whatever the troll account or whatever someone said was, they're actually adding to the trolling, but like, I mean, if only these people use their powers for good, but they're adding to the trolling and almost making the troll, like, they're making the original troller that much better without doing anything. It's multi-level marketing. It's a fucking pyramid scheme. The fucking people on Twitter
it's pyramid trolling.
They're turning trolling into a pyramid scheme. And for only $50 a month, I can teach you how to do it. But if you can get 2 people under you, I'll waive the fee.
What's that? What is the name of the fucking berries thing from Always Sunny? They get stuck in. They're trying to sell like some berry juice.
I forget what the brand was, but yeah. Oh god.
That's great.
Forex trading.
Multi-level trolling.
Multi-level trolling.
Oh, that's good.
That could be an episode title.
Yeah, we need to coin that too. We need to fucking hop on that.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Oh god. So kind of sticking in like the political realm a little bit. I saw something on Twitter. This actually ties in very nicely. Segway Steve over here with Twitter and trolling.
Your name was Juan Carlos.
JC, good old JC. Not to be confused with Jesus Christ. So on Twitter earlier, I caught this tweet from, I think it was Mike from Woburn, who, if you're not local, he's a guy that calls in all the time to the local 98.5, the Sports Hub radio. So, because I follow him on Twitter, I get the notifications when he likes something that I might not follow. So it pops up and it says Mike from Woburn likes this tweet, and it's like Dave Portnoy tweeting at like some dude like Ziefenheimer or whatever the fuck this guy's name is, and I was like, this is interesting. Let me click.
Oh, Raffy, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Raffy something. So I click on it, and I'm like, oh boy, this goes back. So then I like hop back in the chain, and then I start going through the entire chain. So I go all the way back to the beginning, and I go all the way forward.
For the record, I did this exact same thing. But
I wonder how many people listening are like, oh my god, I did that too.
I do believe, though, I have way less of an understanding of what the hell happened.
Okay, so the story here is people at Gawker magazine or Gawker Media, because I guess I thought Gawker magazine fucking bankrupted when they got sued by Hulk Hogan a few years ago and lost. But whatever, apparently they still exist. So the workers and the writers at Gawker are trying to unionize against the people that own the company. So that's the story that's the original story that gets posted. Dave Portnoy runs a quick little blog post on Barstool about it and says like, ha ha ha, these people are so fucking stupid, like, you know, whatever, like this is fucking dumb. I would love for people at Barstool, again, if you've ever read anything from Barstool, they've been around for over a fucking decade, probably closer to 15 years at this point. Like 99% of the shit that they write is like sarcasm and satire. So like he writes this like quick little blurb afterwards being like, oh, I hope my employees try and unionize. I will squash them. I will love watching them fucking fade into nothing, and like just rips all like individual people on the team, like Barstool Trent and KFC and all those guys, that if anyone follows Barstool, you know exactly who those guys are. So then this, what's his name, Zeef something?
Rafi something.
Rafi.
The last name begins with a Z.
Yeah. He tweets at Portnoy and says, because then Portnoy also tweeted something similar to his blog post. So Rafi got...
Basically said if... nope, I'm out of order. Go on.
He said, if anyone at Barstool is interested in unionizing, please DM me directly and we'll talk more. So then Portnoy replies to Rafi Boy and goes, if anybody at Barstool DMs this guy, I will fire you on the spot. So then... what the fuck is her name? AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the crazy-eyed fucking politician from New York.
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen this AOC and I've seen the name. I have no idea who this. I have no.
Yeah, idea. She's like fucking. She's I think our age. She's super fucking young. But she's the whole whatever. She's kind of a democratic socialist. The whole thing. Whatever. People don't like her. She's kind of the reason why Amazon left New York City and like people lost a bunch of jobs. she got elected for whatever district in New York. That district in New York, not very happy with her right now because of Amazon leaving and all the revenue that they lost because of that. So anyway,
God, imagine that.
Anyway, she's probably not going to get reelected, but whatever. So that aside, she tweets at Portnoy and says something along the lines of, if a business owner is directly threatening against his employees unionizing, that's illegal. That can be met with some sort of whatever legal ramifications. Whatever bullshit she said. Portnoy replies to her and goes, "Let's go, bitch. Debate me." And then it finally makes its way to none other than President Donald Trump.
Oh, it did?
Oh,
fuck,
yes.
I must have been looking at this too early in the day then.
Oh, yes. So
I actually didn't see that. All I saw was him replying with a gif of someone laughing hysterically.
Yes.
Okay.
So Donnie Boy tweets at AOC and goes, fuck. I wish I had this. But he said, like, he tags at AOC going after like Dave Portnoy and Barstool Sports might be the dumbest career choice she's ever made. And then what I had seen,
I'm starting to get this a little bit,
was I think it was Mike from Woburn who liked that tweet or retweeted that, and his reply to that was, "Oh God, the President of the United States is tweeting about Barstool and Dave Portnoy. The guys at Deadspin must be shitting themselves right now." So that's what got me into the whole fucking thing. But how fucking bananas is that? Something that started out as like a satirical fucking blog post has blown its way to the fucking President of the United States. What fucking world are we living in?
And the whole time too is like I'm trying to grasp what exactly is kind of happening, because I don't really read Barstool. I get the idea.
Yeah, I used to read Barstool,
but like
all
I'm also
the time when I was in college.
So without knowing a lot about it, I'm getting a little confused because I'm like, well, because some people are going, it's like, yeah, hey, JK bro, doesn't hold up in court. I'm like, yeah, but I don't think Twitter does either.
Yeah.
Like, those aren't threats, just because you tweeted about it.
Right.
So people are like, oh, this is illegal, oh, good luck in court, all that crap. And I'm like, well, okay, all of you are complete losers.
Yeah, pull the sticks out of your fucking asses.
And then I'm like trying to keep up, and then everyone's like, they're like, oh my God, Barstool's doing it.
They are winning right now.
They're doing it. That's all they're doing.
They are crushing. I guarantee you tonight, like Portnoy called a fucking like board meeting or whatever, and they're all just fucking popping bottles of champagne. Like they are getting absolutely fucking shit faced tonight to celebrate that, because this is what everyone's talking about. It's great. Like, you got the fucking president to tweet about you, saying that challenging your business is the dumbest career move that a fucking congresswoman could ever fucking make in her career.
I am trying to also find
the Trump tweet.
Yeah.
Just search Trump.
I did.
Oh,
fucking tweets a lot, man.
He does actually. He probably should tweet fucking less.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I can find it, but was it definitely him?
Yeah.
Was it definitely a real account?
So if you go to the top on his Twitter page, if you don't look at his tweets, is there something that says like replies and retweets?
It's tweets and replies.
Yeah, tweets and the replies is where it might be.
Yeah.
Because Twitter started filtering them differently.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just having trouble pulling it up. There's a lot here.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Plus, he's got Chris Cuomo stuff up.
Yeah.
Dude, he is active on this fucking thing, or whoever's doing it for him.
I'm pretty sure it's him. Some of this stuff gets fired off at like 3 o'clock in the morning. He is fucking something else.
Yeah.
He's a fucking nutbag.
I don't know if I'm gonna find this out, probably because I suck at this, but.
Well, getting away from fucking politics for a second, we started watching Hard Knocks, which there's only, there's 2 episodes out now, but we haven't seen the second one.
Correct.
So we watched the first episode. Honestly, not really blown away by it.
Nah, it's just the first episode though.
Yeah. No,
I've never really watched Hard Knocks in the past, so I can't actually compare it to anything.
Yeah.
I'm also not going to pay a ton of attention. I frankly don't give a fuck what the Raiders are doing.
I can't wait until like something fucking stupid happens though. Like, so granted, like Antonio Brown already got frostbite on his feet in like camp practice because he went into a fucking cryo tank without the proper footwear because he's a fucking idiot. But like some of the stuff actually was pretty funny. Like it was Antonio Brown was like sitting on the sideline with like his kids, and one of his kids goes, "Hey, where's Roethlisberger?" Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Kids are young now. It's like,
yeah.
Ronald Ollie was there. He got cut. There was a scene where they like rode the horses, and I don't even know. I can't even think.
Oh, that was great.
I can't even think of who the other guy that was with Jonathan Abram is.
It's Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah. So that was fine, but
yeah, that was actually really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Watching the 2 of them ride horses together.
Well, Jonathan Abram knows what he's doing.
Right, he's ridden horses.
He's also a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah.
Real unlikable guy.
Oh yeah, real fucking. No, it wasn't him. It was Ollie. It was before he got cut. My favorite fucking line potentially of the fucking first episode. He's laying in his bed, and someone whatever the people are talking to him, and he goes, "Yeah, man, people ask me all the time about my experience on Last Chance U, and I tell them, it was just it was quite the experience, man, and sometimes you just have to experience it in order to understand what the experience is like. You know what I mean?" I was like, you just answered a question using 7 words, and 3 of them were the word experience.
That's because he didn't understand the question.
It was great.
There's no way he understood.
But like me, you, and Jamie were watching it together, and all 3 of us at the same
dropped.
time just turned and looked at each other and was like, "What the fuck did this kid just say?
What the hell just happened?" Fuck.
But I mean, it's probably gonna be a shit show.
Well, so here's the best thing about the Antonio Brown thing, and this might come out on the episode, and actually by the time you're listening to this, the episode will be out.
Yeah.
So the saga of the Antonio Brown helmet thing is ridiculous.
He's a fucking dumb.
He's a jackass. I mean, serious. I don't know how anyone has become this unlikable this fast.
No.
Like, really.
No.
Because I used to, and I said it to you last night. People are going to forget how good this motherfucker was.
Right.
because he was really, really good.
Yeah.
And he was borderline unstoppable out there.
Yeah.
Then he demanded a trade, didn't want to go to Buffalo. Now he's in Oakland. He's got frostbite on his feet, and he can't figure out the damn helmet rule. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
He is just like absolutely, I don't want to say like Charlie Sheening himself with the self-destructive, like he is like image Charlie Sheening himself.
Yes, yeah.
Because he is becoming like a real fucking unlikable dude. But, I mean, I thought this was pretty funny, but, so, for whatever reason, so there's 32 guys in the NFL that have helmets that they cannot use this coming season.
Right.
So you can't wear them, can't practice in them.
Correct.
Can't play in them, can't do anything in them. If you are going helmets, they have to be an approved helmet.
Right.
Brady's not happy about it, Rodgers, Breeze, like none of these guys are happy about it, fine, whatever. But they just got a helmet that they could wear, and they are wearing it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
So Antonio Brown goes, no, I'm not playing without my helmet.
Not only that.
Okay, I guess you're not playing.
He threatens retirement. He goes
over a helmet.
He goes, if I can't use the same helmet that I've been using forever, I'm going to retire.
So he in the show, it's like, okay, so he can't use the old one. He doesn't like the one that he's moved to. He goes home, and I don't know if this is in the show or not, but he goes home and fucking finds an old Steelers helmet and paints it himself. He just old style helmet, the one he likes.
Yep.
He painted it himself, and I don't know if he tried to draw a logo, put a logo, use a Sharpie. I don't know what the fuck he did. I don't even know if they were using logos at that point. Maybe not at that point. I can't. But
yeah,
good lord.
Yep.
He went and fucking like what? Like, again, did he go to Advanced Auto Parts and get fucking like metallic silver paint? Because the paint doesn't match.
Yeah. Obviously.
So they're like, yeah, dude, you're not wearing that helmet. Like, you need to wear whatever the fuck. So he walked out of practice. Like,
yeah.
Walked out of practice, spray paints a helmet, walks out of practice again. Allegedly he's gonna retire. He can't even run. Meanwhile, all this, and he can't even fucking be on the field. People are gonna forget how good he was. He is a fucking clown.
So it came out and said that he hired a lawyer to go after the NFL to allow him to wear this helmet. Which, of the 32 people that could no longer wear their helmets because they were out of date, 31 of them were like bitching about it, but like they did it.
Yep, there's only one guy who doesn't get it.
He's the only one that doesn't get it. So he hires a lawyer to sue the NFL and says that if I get a concussion wearing my new helmet, I am going to hold the NFL responsible because they made me change my helmet. Which, so I didn't read the full article, but like another article came out and like whoever the NFL's lawyer is completely poked holes in the entire argument. So it doesn't go to court, but it goes to an arbiter. Now keep in mind, he threatened that he was going to retire if he didn't get to use his helmet. They sit down with the arbiter rules in favor of the NFL. He's got to change his helmet. So now, all eyes are on AB. What does he do? What does he come out and say? Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'm just going to have to wear the new helmet.
Yeah, great, all that.
Like, are you shitting me, dude?
I mean, it makes for good TV, but
yeah,
if it even makes the episode.
But like, you're a fucking asshole.
Clown.
You're an absolute fucking clown. Ah, man. So, we'll see. We'll see how Hard Knocks goes. I haven't watched... Who was it last year?
The Browns, I think.
Okay. So 2 years ago then, I think, was the last time that I watched, and that was Houston. Whenever it was that it was the Texans, was the last one that I saw.
I don't even know, man. Was Deshaun Watson on it?
I don't even know. I didn't even watch the full season. I think I watched like 3 episodes.
I have never really even watched.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Because I haven't had HBO in a while.
I went a long time without HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I went from like 2012 till, when did we even get it back? Last year?
Yeah, probably.
That's only because Vinny gave us this username.
Yeah. Sup, Vinny? Yeah, so, I don't know. Want to start wrapping this up?
Yeah, well, speaking of football, talk the world's toughest game. Nikos sent me a message today. Apparently I'm doing fantasy again.
Oh.
I told him I was fucking pissed though. I'm like, dude, I'm pissed. Like we fucking, like I actually won the thing last. So my biggest gripe with fantasy football is I spend all this time and I don't enjoy it. That's the biggest one is I don't enjoy it.
Right.
Mostly because some of my teams haven't gone well. So I've never won. This is before last year.
Yeah.
And even last year before the draft, Nico's asked me. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it this year. I go, I don't want to do it. I don't like doing it. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
And then I get an email. Hey, your draft is tonight. Shoot him a text. Hey dude, I thought I wasn't doing the league. He goes, oh, it auto-renewed. We're doing the draft tonight. I'm like, okay, I won't be there.
Yeah.
I go, let me know what we're paying and when you want it, all that crap.
Yeah.
Never heard. Whatever. So I auto-draft.
Yep.
I auto-draft my team. Whatever. So I have a team. I'm like, whatever. He'll come and I'll make my donation to the fantasy football world. Whatever. I never ended up paying, so I am part of the problem here. But so season goes, I have a fucking wagon. My team is fucking unstoppable.
Yep.
I won. What's a regular season?
10 games, I think.
No. I think
13.
Week 14?
13.
Is playoffs?
Yeah, 14, 15 playoffs.
So my team won.
Depending on how big the league is, yeah, they might be week 16, but most of them are done by 15.
My team won 10 games in a row.
Yep.
And then swept the playoffs. And I absolutely obliterated everybody.
You did.
Like, what a fucking ass kicking. Yep. So that's the thing. So I didn't enjoy it before. I had a lot of like first place regular season finishes, fourth place playoffs. I've been through Fred Jackson shredding our teams.
Yeah.
I've been through the 90-point game from Ben Roethlisberger. I remember Jerome fucking Harrison. Chris Trail picked him up. Jerome Harrison goes off for 200-yard games and is never heard of ever again. The guy probably has 400 career rushing yards, and they were in 2 games in the playoffs.
Against you.
Maybe not me specifically, but in our playoffs.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is a fucking. I go, this is like.
This is insane.
It's insane. It's like, oh, it's unpredictable. I know it's fucking unpredictable. It doesn't mean I have to like it.
Right.
I don't like it.
Right.
So he texted me today. He goes, you want to do it? I'm like, no. I go, dude, nothing. I'm like, I'm kind of pissed last year. Like, it was so bad. It's like, it was the one year I actually won, and there was nothing in it. Be it if I lose for 10 years, which I have.
Yeah.
The money is not. I like winning things. And I don't like going into things I know I'm going to lose.
Right. Right.
He goes, well, I'm not doing it anymore. He goes, Chris Trail's going to organize it. He's going to handle everything. He's going to handle the money. He's got a bank account and a car and all this crap. I'm like, God damn it. Whatever. Let me know. Well, but it's like it auto renewed, so I'm like, I'm already back in it.
Yeah. No, I got the thing too.
So
that it auto renewed, but I kind of don't want to do it.
I don't.
Because I'm doing one with my work too.
Yeah.
And I run that league.
Yeah.
Through work, so like I'm gonna be more invested in that. Not that it matters who the commissioner is, but you know what I mean. Like I'm gonna. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably end up being in both.
That's the thing is we're all gonna end up doing it, or most of us are gonna end up doing it. But I'm just like, ugh. I hate it.
It's just a lot to do 2 leagues. Like I like to just do one, and just be invested in one.
1 or 7, because if you have 7 teams, then no matter what happens at any point in any game, it's a good thing for you.
Exactly. But like having the 2 teams like last year, it's like you run into that shit where it's like, you know, one of the guys you have in one of your leagues you're going against in the other league. I don't know. It's tough, man.
I just in general don't love it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, he asked me for a time, and I was like, yeah, whatever, just 8 p.m. Yeah, sure. I can never make 8 p.m.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I can usually make 8.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm gonna. Well, so here's the thing. I'm gonna auto draft again this year, most likely.
Yep.
And you know what's gonna happen? Dead ass last. That will be what happened. I auto drafted last year. Fucking had like the best team in the history of this league. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna auto draft again because I probably won't be able to make it. Or if I do, then I'll probably fucking botch the draft.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
Alright. Fuck fantasy football. Well, no, I like it, but only when I'm in one league.
The other thing that I'm gonna like less about fantasy football this year is the fact that we can now go sports bet.
Yes.
So I would rather put the time, and it's not even the money. It might be $100 for the season.
Yeah.
I don't know, 125 maybe. So I'll blow that way easier at the sports book. But it's like I'd rather put the time into actually paying attention to some of those gambling trends and watching a game and betting on it.
Yeah.
One game where I got all the players of one team versus all the players of another team.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have to wait till Monday. I don't have to see. It's like, oh well, as long as my defense doesn't get -3, and if Jamal Charles, what a name.
Yeah.
It's like Philip Lindsay doesn't get 16 points today.
Right. All right. Well, my final thought is I saw this on Instagram the other day. Not the other day. Earlier today, actually. So this afternoon, I'm scrolling through and I see it's actually from the Chive. Love the Chive. So they posted this thing that somebody has started a petition that they want Joe Rogan to moderate the 2020 presidential debates. And when I saw it this afternoon, it already had 81,000 signatures. So granted, I didn't click on it. I just kept scrolling. But I might go back and sign it. I might just Google it and sign the petition. I mean, now, let me preface this. I'm going to say, knowing Joe Rogan, I don't actually know him. But, like, I've been listening to his podcast for years now. So, like, just kind of knowing him in that way, I don't think he's going to want to do it, regardless of how many fucking people sign this petition. But I think more than anything, it shows how fed up people are with the way the current, like, whatever system goes. Like, people just don't like it.
I'd just be careful with the whole petition thing, because 500,000 people did sign a petition to go raid Area 51.
No, they didn't sign a petition. They joined a Facebook group.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Which is coming soon, actually.
I thought there was a petition.
September 23rd, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. We're getting closer. Maybe we'll do a viewing party.
What, from Area 51 are we going?
Yeah, right? We did a live show.
I would love to just sit there and watch.
That would have been perfect if we were, like, right around episode 100.
And we just went in.
We go to Area 51 and just do a live show from fucking, like, a mile and a half away.
We're going to be close to Area 69, or episode 69.
Yeah. No, that's next week, I think. I think this is 67. Nice. That's automatically going to be the episode title. Like, regardless of what gets said in that, it's episode 69. Nice.
So we probably need to plan that out.
Yeah, it's going to be the Thursday episode of next week. This is 67 coming this Thursday. 68 will be Monday. And
do we need reinforcements for that, or are we just going to, like, not? We'll just do what we do?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see who's around. I'm sure people will be around this weekend.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if anyone wants to see each other.
You know Vinny's going to be down. Dickie might be living here by then. So.
Oh, my God.
That would be quite the show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But, yeah. So... Again, I thought it was really interesting, and I also thought it was super fucking cool that it shows. I guess I'll say how much power Joe Rogan has, but, like, not that he can actually get anything done, but, like, how much support and how much people actually just fucking love Joe Rogan, and how he has completely almost taken over the fucking world. Like, his podcast gets more downloads and listens than all of the major news networks combined at this point. And it's mind-blowing. And it's so fucking cool to see that, like, he started it in a fucking garage with Brian Redband. And now it's grown into, he purchased an old airplane hangar somewhere in Southern California. No one really knows where it is unless you've been on the show. or I would assume if you live in that area, you probably know. But like, it's not advertised, the address, but he bought an airplane hangar and outfitted it as his fucking studio. Like, his actual podcast studio is probably about as big as our first floor, like our whole first floor, and then he has the rest of the airplane hangar to do like fun shit. He's got a full gym in there. He's got like a simulated archery range. He keeps his classic cars there. Like, he literally has everything there. And he started in a garage with Brian Redband in 2009, I think it was. And you know, that's just, it's cool. And it's you know, obviously that he was a big fucking reason why I wanted to do a podcast and all that shit. But fucking Joe Rogan, man, he's killing it. He's fucking killing it.
He is. I was gonna go on a different route with that kind of info, being like, that's just gonna show just truly how meaningless the presidential debate is, because we already know what these people have to say.
Yeah.
It's not 18 whatever. Yeah. Where the only time you get to hear these people's platform is if they come to your town, or oh my god, the presidential debate. This is what they said. Right. We already know what all these people are about, and then I have to hear about shit like, oh, well, tie. You could bet on the fucking color tie this dude's gonna wear and shit. It's like, yeah. I mean, for gambling Twitter purposes, that's phenomenal, but
yeah. But it's like again, like my first point of that is like, people are starting to be able to see through the bullshit. Like,
no one can be watching those things, can they?
Yeah, I'm sure like 72-year-old people watch them.
I feel like you can get all the info you want on the internet, which is a strange thing.
Yeah.
And
weird though, 72-year-olds probably don't know how to navigate the internet.
Even then, it's like, really, are they going to say anything that you don't expect? Right. You're not hearing what they stand for the first time.
You shouldn't be.
No.
If you're a true supporter.
If they got there, that means they have to have some kind of platform. Right. Therefore, they have to have some kind of support. So you got to know what they're talking about. Like, right. It's got to be. Oh God. I just assume they get up there and talk about nothing.
The one thing I think that's shitty right now. So I have not watched a single Democratic debate, but in the podcast that I listen to and the shit that I follow, like, I've been able to like piece it together. And what sounds really unfortunate to me, and again, I could be totally wrong, I'm fucking ignorant, but what it sounds like to me is that every single individual candidate has their one thing that they're trying to push, and that's it. Like, they're not willing to speak on anything else, and they always double back to their like one thing. So like, obviously Bernie is fucking universal healthcare, and everything he says is circling back to that. And Andrew Yang is everything is circling back to universal basic income. And fucking Joe Biden is everything is circling back to we need stricter gun control and we're gonna ban guns. And it's like, everyone has just one thing, and no one is like willing to speak about everything.
Yeah.
And again, I could be totally wrong, because I haven't watched a single second of any debate. But from what I gather, that's what it sounds like to me, which sounds really shitty.
I almost just add. So just to give you I caught myself. So please, I'm gonna take credit for catching it. Yeah. I almost just turned around and been like, anywhere from the Republican ones? Oh yeah, hey, good call, fucking jackass. I at least know how that part works.
Yeah, that's okay.
My God, what a fucking idiot.
So
what's coming out of the Republican one? Who's up? Who's up for nomination?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jackass.
Yeah. So that's, I think that might do it. That's gonna do it for us kids. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the show. Stay up to date on all the releases. Subscribe wherever you're listening, whether it's iTunes, CastBox, Spotify, Stitcher, fucking Google Play, whatever those other ones, Box FM, whatever I said before, I don't remember. Wherever you're listening to us right now, please make sure you subscribe. It just helps us out. It makes us more popular, more visible, so then other people will see it. Also, what helps for other people to listen to the show is if you talk about it. If you actually like listening to us babble and talk about dumb shit, Chances are the people that you spend time with probably like the same shit that you do. So tell them about the show. Spread the word. Help us get out there. We're fucking international, worldwide right now. So
prestige worldwide.
No, I made it my own. I don't want any copyright infringements. So
for all the copyright lawyers listening out there, I didn't say that.
Allegedly. You just throw.
I said Presswick worldwide.
Yeah, you just throw the word allegedly in front of everything or after anything, and you're safe.
That was a debate at the gym the other day.
Oh boy. Follow us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. You follow us on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Thanks. We're back. We survived. So until next time, good night, everybody.